Hello everybody, welcome to another stream with me, the man, and also the other man.
I'm the other man in question. It's Doff, by the way.
Yeah. Coming alive.
And happy Pokemon Day.
Happy Pokemon Day indeed.
Yeah, it's a good day. It's a national holiday for well, me.
It's like, this counts, right? I can get this written off as like there we go. Don't mind the scuff. Can I get this? Can I get a day off for Pokemon Day?
Yeah, it's paid. It's paid.
Yep. Fun times. Well, so considering it's Pokemon Day and we all saw that lovely live stream, what are thoughts?
I was definitely thrown off. Would definitely be the way to describe it. Like, that was definitely out of left field. The big announcement at the end.
Oh yeah. It was kind of unexpected, considering that Pokemon Company's Twitter at the beginning of the month showed like Reshiram and Zekrom appearing in frame like the first time you see them in the game. And of course immediately your instinct is going to be, that's, you know, Black and White remakes confirmed, which obviously they are showing up eventually, but when? That is the question.
It does certainly feel like they will be coming at some point. I feel like there's still some stuff to be said. I really can't see 2024 being a year without a Pokemon release.
Me neither. Honestly, it just kind of seems like it would be out of character, to say the least, to see them not put something out to match. You know, they kind of do a thing every year.
I mean, if it means that the quality of the game that we will get is a lot higher, and if it means that they're putting more development into the 10th generation and maybe like a move on to a Switch 2 or something, then like it would be warranted. But if it's more of the same going into 2025 with Legends AZ, if it's more of the, or not AZ, Z-A, or what is that what we're calling it? It would kind of make it not worth it to not do anything this year. You know, especially if you have Ilka being able to push games out like BDSP. I know that they people weren't down for it, but they sold.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what speaks to Nintendo and Pokemon Company, is not whether people liked it, it's whether or not it sold. Frustrating.
Money's big time.
Money is the big time. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that, I mean, you said it earlier when we were having a private discussion talking about how the lack of gameplay was concerning, and from my perspective is that it could be concerning, but it could also be a sign of things not yet shown. Like, I'm thinking that if this is a new gen Pokemon game, then they would not want to show this new game. Do you know what I mean?
From what I've seen online, how it's been marketed, it seems to still be part of the 9th generation. So that would put it still in line with Scarlet and Violet in terms of like visuals and whatnot, I would assume.
Yeah.
If that's what you're talking about, I may have misconstrued what you were.
Well, I was talking about, like, them releasing it next year and them not showing any gameplay could mean that it is for a new system.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, going into that theory. I if that I'm more wishful thinking. Like I'm kind of finding it hard to predict, especially because it's like I remember the first time they brought out the Legends game. At first, everyone predicted it was going to be open world just based on the trailer and everything, and then it came out that it was open zone and not open world. So I feel almost a little jaded and don't want to predict that sort of stuff, you know?
Don't make it too hopeful so that it, you know, it's that don't go in expecting great things, expect to be disappointed and be pleasantly surprised. Potentially.
Well, like I remember being so surprised by the first Legends game that came out. So another like really out of left field thing when they announced that was not something that anyone saw being slated for a release anytime soon. And then it was just like, oh yeah, here it is right after the next game. And it blew all the expectations out of the water, and so now like the bar's so high for the Legends. I don't want to say like the Legends franchise, but I guess that's kind of what it is. Like the Legends sort of like spin-off series. Like the bar was set so high with the first one, it makes me so scared to predict what's going to happen for this next one. Yeah. Especially with like the limited information that we have on the game itself. Like they're really hiding stuff for a reason here. I'm curious why, but scares me a little bit.
I hope, one thing that I hope for is that if they are doing alright, we already know it's set in the Kalos region.
Yeah.
Right? And we do know that it's being set it's sort of being set up as them like the rebuilding project, right? Like they showed like Lumio City like reconstruction project or something.
From what I gathered from it, that's kind of what it seemed.
Yeah, like my hope for that is that it would be
remodel for the future or some shit.
Yeah, like I feel like my hope for the game, at least period-wise, would be that they're setting it up to be sort of like a, you know, kind of like a mid 20th century kind of vibe, as opposed to like a feudal Japan vibe, like the last one was. Like I could
yeah.
I could see it being interesting to do like a mid 20th century kind of setting would be pretty interesting.
Well, they definitely showed some sort of like it felt almost a little futuristic-y in the way that they were showing the city being built with like the lines and stuff, and like the electronic Pikachu running through the city, and like you saw like the all the Kalos Pokemon that were hanging around, and they were all like digitized. Like it looked kind of futuristic to me. So I'm curious if it'll land in between that 20th century to almost futuristic, because they were kind of feeding into the future stuff in the Scarlet and Violet games. So I wonder if this might be a future side of the Legends series, maybe.
Maybe. It'd be interesting to see what take they do. I'm just glad that Mega Evolution's coming back.
That was a nice little teaser right at the end. That was probably the most hyped I got through the whole thing, was seeing that emblem.
Yeah. It's like, the first thing that I was thinking of, like, is Masuda involved with this one? Because he loves those Mega Evolutions.
Well, all I know is that Kalos didn't get enough love. It got like one series of games that weren't really all that good. Like they were really easy and kind of handholdy, and then they just kind of got forgotten about because of ORAS, and then they did Sun and Moon, and then Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon were after that, and it all happened so fast that it kind of got lost in the shuffle.
Well, it's like generations used to be, like, it used to mean something to have a generational hop, and now it's just like every other year there's a new generation, it feels like.
It does feel really, really quick.
Like
and
the
games
cycle,
come out, like, so fast.
Yeah, the cycle seems to be like new generation, new gen DLC, remake / spin-off, and then another generation.
New game.
Like I'm hoping that we, like, if we do happen to get Black and White remakes this year, it would kind of fall in line with what they did last time with BDSP and with Legends Arceus, which would mean that we're looking probably, right, we'd be looking at like a 2026 arrival for a new generation.
Yeah, I guess based on like the way they do their content and the way that they space out their games and everything, yeah, that would check out.
I can't believe I
That
can't
would check
scratch
out.
my face without looking like I'm dying. I just saw the preview and me scratching my face just look like this. It's like, what's
2020
happening to him?
though, for a new generation, that's pretty far off.
I mean, that I wouldn't want to see it any sooner than that.
Yeah, like Scarlet and Violet hasn't been around all that long, and I remember they moved on from Sword and Shield really quick, maybe because of all the backlash and everything.
Well, I would think that
But-
it has at least something to do with the like the dropping player base. Like, it's hard to sustain, you know, it's hard to sustain events for a community that doesn't want those events. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the core player base is really big on just playing through the main story and maybe catching a legendary or two at the end of the game, and then that's about it for you.
Yeah. Trying to think.
Kind of hard to rope in that concurrent player base, unless you're comp or a shiny hunter or
Well, I know
or-
that everything that we happen to do with our stuff is like purely just a for fun experience.
Oh yeah, yeah. We are not competitive in the slightest.
Even that time that you built me like a god roster and I beat you with it, it was just like, I think these moves will work good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, we're nowhere near like the fucking super battle gods. I've gotten good at some team building, but like I'm sometimes not the best at like prediction and doing battles.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And I don't build, like, I love to take in my favorite Pokemon into fights.
yeah.
And that notoriously makes a really unbalanced team.
It's like team builds. What are they?
Well,
like-
5 Dunsparce, 1 Blaziken. Let's do it.
I think it's just like it that totally just comes down to preference, because for me, I'm like, I'd like an awesome team of like a varied sort, something that's like going to carry me through an event, and like I could forego playing as a favorite, because I guess I can sort of assign a favorite based on like victory potential. It's kind of like how many times I've used Ceruledge during raids and stuff. Like, it's not the most ideal raid Pokemon, but it's easily if it's not my Gen 9 favorite, it's easily in the top 3.
That's the nice thing about favorites is that everyone has their own, like, nuanced reason as to why it's their favorite.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, too, I don't know if you found your way to a store that does promo cards, but they have a promotional Cyriledge card that is available.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I'll have to make a trip out.
I happened to. Hey, I didn't know if you were gonna grab one, so I grabbed one for you.
Oh, did you? Thank you. That's so nice of you.
Yeah, I just so happened to be there, and I'm like, he'd like this. Even if it's not like your favorite Pokemon, he'd be like, my guy.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
Of course.
You're the best.
Now, next time we record, you'll have a brand new foil Cyriledge card.
Ooh, nice. Nice. Yeah, that'll be cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah. I can send you a picture of it later.
Yeah, that'd be cool, actually. I'd be interested in seeing it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the other thing, too, well, I guess the other one of note to me was the Pokemon trading card game Pocket. I guess is what they called it.
Dude, that wasn't really, like, my cup of tea, but I'm
like,
interested to hear your thoughts.
I guess I don't 100% know. Oh, hold on. Gub Gub. Welcome.
Welcome, Gub Gub.
I guess, like, one of the things that I was curious about is whether or not it actually, like, is it just an art thing, or is it, like... Because, I don't know, like, from what I was seeing, it almost made me feel like, are we just collecting art, or are we, like, building to something?
Well,
like...
there was battling.
Right. Okay.
There was, like, battling and competitive battling, and you could trade cards. It seems more of a collecting sort of thing, but has competitive aspects to it.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I know they're saying, like, you get, like, daily 2 booster packs or something for free.
Yeah, I think it's